It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know. I hope I don't have to turn against people.
Thing I can tell you to do is just keep voting with your wallet. Don't buy this slop no matter what.
If it's fun, I'm gonna buy it, and because you told me not to, now I might buy it just out of fucking principle.
Oppositional defiant disorder can be a precursor to antisocial personality disorder, and for more on that disorder, watch this video.
Now we're gonna zip over to the Black conservative perspective, and I'm gonna react to his video clips.
Crockett is not backing down, calling her Republican colleague Marjorie Taylor Greene racist.
Of course, her and every other black Democrat in goddamn Congress.
After a contentious committee meeting, a late-night House oversight markup last night was derailed for nearly an hour after Greene mocked Crockett. You can see for yourself.
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Yeah, except this whole thing in Congress is pointless. This is a thing on impeachment for some son of a bitch that is not gonna go anywhere.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you please engage the order of your committee?
Order.
Please.
There's a point of order. We have a point of order. Mr. Lynch.
I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down.
Oh boy, AOC's all mad. Oh God, save us.
Ms. Greene's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you
Meeting will suspend.
How dare I? How dare I? I dare anything!
Physical appearance of another person.
Are your feelings hurt?
Her words down. Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
Baby girl? I don't think
we are
so.
gonna move, and we're gonna take your words down.
I second that motion.
I'm just here.
Meanwhile, the adult men in the room are laughing their asses off. Hell, can we get a pool and some Jell-O and let these two fight it out?
Curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
What now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
You just voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look it, calm down.
No, because this is what y'all do. So I'm trying to get
Miss Crockett, you're not recognized. Miss Crockett.
I can't hear you with your yelling.
Don't want me.
Okay, this is why men need to control women.
Calm down.
No,
Can you please calm down?
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk
Calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman, can we
and
send
talk,
Shut the fuck up, you dumb black bitch! This is when men need to take control. Because women are incapable of it.
shit about her, y'all gonna have a problem.
So this is what happens with black people in general, but especially black women in certain spaces. Marjorie Taylor Greene decided that she was going to come.
Yes, it's all about racism. It's not that the black woman in question, Miss Crockett, is a complete fucking moron.
For Jasmine Crockett, and when Jasmine Crockett decided that she was gonna buck back, that's when everybody else thought it was too much. It's the white fragility for me.
Why do I think you're a super fragile, woke black woman that thinks everything is racist? Oh, and everything is disrespectful, too. How close to the mark am I on that, honey?
Gotta follow up on the viral high school Capitol Hill catfight that took place.
Of course they didn't, because they didn't want to get the label of sexist and misogynist. If I was in the room, I'd be like, bitches, shut up! Dick overrules vagina, shut the fuck up! Now, by the way, I love how all these woke black women claim to hate white people, yet they do everything in their power to look white.
Congressional floor, right?
All
Doing
right,
this hearing, okay?
Let's do this.
Why is that?
Yeah. Because as I've received.
Because you acted like a ghetto ratchet bitch. You weren't as bad as Tiffany Henyard, I'll give you that.
Received so many amazing compliments from MAGA America throughout my time in Congress. A lot of times when I would go viral, instead of them trying to address.
Did that seriously happen? Nick Fuentes, the weirdo cot kid that like says girls are yucky unless they're married in a Christian church. He accidentally broadcast gay porn. Oh shit! I would immediately cut to it if I wasn't certain that it would get me in trouble on YouTube. Well, like I said, I've always said the guy was a little creepy weirdo, so not that gay men are little creepy weirdos, but again, that actually makes sense. He's constantly, oh, I don't want to even kiss girls unless I'm married. The fuck? So apparently we figured out what he actually likes, which is big throbbing cock. Well, I will give you that, Iron Gullet. That isn't what makes him a freak. That creepy cod is what makes him a freak. Said he was hacked. God, come on! They all say that! Okay, I'll give Nick a 2% benefit of the doubt that he was hacked. But again, I'm not a big fan of Nick Fuentes anyway, so I don't really care. You know, it'd be like if Steven Crowder had gay porn on his computer. It wouldn't shock me. It'd be like, I'll give you another example. It'd be like if Matt Walsh or Michael Knowles or one of those guys, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, or Michael Knowles, got caught in a secret gay affair. That would not shock me in the least. Like, their marriage is a fucking lie. It also wouldn't shock me if their wives are completely sexually unfulfilled. First one I would say is going to fall is probably Michael Knowles. Remember he had that weird fucked up video where he said having sex with women is gay? Make that one make sense. So it's like, yeah, Mike, are you just having a bit of a Freudian slip?
When you curse on the floor of Congress, that is by definition ghetto behavior, and it doesn't matter why you're doing it. You did it, and therefore it's something that, again, people rightfully are saying, yes, you're acting ghetto, right? When you call somebody a beach blonde, bad built butch body, yeah, that is ghetto behavior, right? And I, again, personally think...
Okay, alright, I want to be completely fair. Marjorie started with the personal insults about the extra long eyelash shit, okay? She started the name calling... I mean, maybe she delivered it in a ghetto-ass way, but again, Marjorie Taylor Greene started the motherfucker. Now, she should have not done that, but that's just me.
Jasmine Crockett looks like. I mean, I don't know what she looks like, right? Because all that makeup...
to be fair, yeah, I mean... yeah.
You know, the lashes, the weave. Again, I'm not entirely sure what she looks like when she...
But again, Marjorie Taylor Greene opened up the salvo of personal insults and kicked open the door. So I normally like you, Greg, but you gotta... Fair is fair. I don't play favorites. You know... So, I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to call her a ghetto ratchet bitch with fake-ass eyelashes. She has every right to call her a butch, buddy, chunky monkey piece of lesbianic shit.
I just don't think that she really has that much room to be talking about how somebody looks. And here's the thing. Everybody's trying to treat this woman as if she's the victim. And we all know why, because she's a black woman. So therefore, she always has to be the victim, even if she started it. Because she did start it. Marjorie Taylor Greene was asking a question, and then...
G. Underhaven, that's a bit of a loaded question. Would I vote for Hitler? Hitler died 40 years before I was born. If you're asking would I vote for him if I lived in 1928 Weimar Germany, I have no fucking idea if I would. It's like when people say, "Oh, if I was alive in 1812 or 1820 in the antebellum South, I would have never been a slave owner." Yes, you fucking would have, if you had the money. This is why I always chuckle at June 19th, Juneteenth. Oh, the last slaves were free. No, they weren't. Although if I was a rich man in the 1820 South, I would have an official beer slave. That'd be your whole job. Look cute and get me beer. That's it. That's your whole job. Well, but Juneteenth it's the whole thing it celebrates is a lie. No, I really don't give a shit because I make a shit ton of money on that day. So I make a shit ton of money on any federal holiday. So I'm happy. You do you. Oh, I think Jesus of Nazareth was probably a real person. Whether or not he was divine is the question. Jesus of Nazareth doesn't matter if he existed or not. The question is, was he divine?
If she would have said,
well, the fact that I support prostitution being legal, I support pornography. I support a lot of shit that Christians are against, so I'm not culturally Christian either. I don't want a Christian culture. I think that's a bad idea. Now, that doesn't mean that everything that cultural Christians think is a good idea also isn't a good idea. I do think family is a great big thing. Well, actually, ABWW, you're correct. Around the time of Jesus. Oh, I think Jesus of Nazareth was probably a real person. Whether or not he was divine is the question. Around the time of Jesus, you had about 15 other figures that were claiming to be the Son of God, the Lamb, the Way, and yada, yada, yada. And also, let's be completely honest, Jesus of Nazareth is a carbon copy of Horus.
Born in a manger, 3 wise men visit him. He's a light, the Lamb, the Way, walked on water, turned water into wine, healed the sick, embraced the dregs of society, was crucified, buried in a cave, and arose 3 days fucking later. Also was born on December 25th and arose around the time of Easter.
And that story was told about 2,000 years before Jesus was a thing. Like it or not. I'm not saying anything. Jesus could have been a mighty prophet, but a mortal man. Jesus could have been the Son of God, or he could have never existed. I'm leaning to A and C as far more likely than B, because I have not seen any evidence of the divine. AOC is a attractive woman. I won't say, I'll say Congress hot. And she's used to getting up into men's faces because she's confident they won't hit her, because in the West we have this stupid notion of honor of not decking the bitch. Alright, I'm done with this. And what happens when a woman finds out just how fucked up taxes are?
No, I seriously think about this every single day, and I'm sorry if I sound stupid. If somebody has $500 and they've already paid taxes on it, and they give it to me, so now just because it goes from them to me, I also have to pay taxes on it.
Yep.
Even though they just did.
Yep.
And then not only that, but anytime I spend one of those $500, I'm going to also pay another tax fee on whatever item I'm buying.
Yep.
And then whoever I bought the item from will have to pay taxes on the money.
And this is why you vote with the people that want to lower your taxes! And shrink the government!
They just earned from what I bought. So every single dollar...
That's right.
Just forget it.
Good for you. Just 100 years ago, we would go to war for government to tax us. Today we say, yes, sir.
Yeah. We need to go back to that. All these taxes need to go. All these entitlement programs need to go. All of it needs to go. And we're back to the black conservative perspective. And I really have to pee. Okey-dokey. All right. Pickleball.
So assume that the Kansas City Chiefs will be visiting the White House this year in celebration of their Super Bowl victory.
So what I can say is all the team, per usual, when there's a...
Oh, God. This story hasn't died out yet. Except the Emancipation Proclamation did not free a single slave. It only applied to the states that had seceded from the Union. And, Raptor, if there was a clause in the Emancipation Proclamation that if basically the secession states, the Confederate states, rejoined the Union, then they could keep their fucking slaves. The Emancipation Proclamation did not do what you thought it did. The only thing it did was reverse the Dred Scott decision in Confederate states. That's it. The only people it may have freed was any slave in Union-controlled territory, which I don't even know if we had any at that point in the war, and any slave that ran away and crossed the Mason-Dixon line. That was it. It didn't basically free a whole shit ton of people. You know, what if this kicker on the Chiefs was Muslim? Oh, that's right. The left wouldn't have a problem with it.
Oh, yeah! You would think that this would not be controversial in a Christian country, but apparently it is.
Except we're not a Christian country, so now I might actually fight Greg a little bit. We're not a Christian country. We never have been a Christian country. If we were a Christian country, the Declaration of Independence would be like, there are times on this mortal coil when men endowed by their Creator and His Son, or endowed by God and His Son Jesus Christ, must set aside yada yada yada. The Constitution would read something like, we the people of the United States endowed by endowed by God under and with His Son Jesus of Nazareth, do hereby proclaim these rights to be yada yada yada.
Chiefs, but there is one
I'm sorry, but he wasn't on the field. He wasn't being a football player. He was giving a speech in private. But every fucking thing is recorded these days.
As my teammate's girlfriend says, familiarity breeds contempt.
If you didn't know, that was a Taylor Swift reference. Taylor Swift is dating the Chiefs tight end, Travis Kelce. And while I am sure...
Well, good. Then those two can fight it out. And by the way, I'm so sick of that stupid fucking It's about football. It ain't about Taylor Swift.
Harrison Butker thought it was a neat thing to drop in a pop culture reference for his audience of 20-somethings. The truth is that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are literally a testament to the opposite of everything Harrison Butker was talking.
Yeah, a woman who runs through men like I run through beer, and the complete simp jackass that actually decided to date the bitch. By the way, I think they're broken up now, aren't they? Again, Taylor Swift is the definition of used up whore.
Go ahead, clip that iron gullet and let the Swifties come after me.
Again, I'm not saying Taylor Swift isn't a talented singer and a talented performer. But let's be honest, the bitch is 35 years old, she has no children, this is it. Taylor Swift will die alone with cats.
The 34-year-old singer is not married. She has no children and has made no indication that she wants to embrace being a homemaker.
Well, that's good. Just don't bitch about it later. I mean, Taylor Swift is perfectly fine making the choice not to have kids. That's fine. Just don't bitch about it later. Like Oprah decided not to have kids, but she isn't bitching about it. And with Taylor, you're probably gonna die alone because I don't think you're gonna... I think these two might even be broken up at this moment.
Girlfriend.
It seems like in this country, it is more acceptable to sexually assault women, to beat women, to murder people than it is to speak biblical truth. Because it is more acceptable to sexually assault women, to beat women, to murder people than it is to speak biblical truth. Because this guy is getting way more backlash than Diddy is getting. Even though Diddy...
I hate to say that, but he's actually correct. This guy got way more backlash than Diddy did, knocking the ever-loving dog shit out of his wife, girlfriend, fuck buddy, and then dragging her by her hair back to the hotel room. Well, if the guy does get banned, if he does get kicked off the team, and there are leftist outlets that want him kicked off the team, that'll pretty much goddamn guarantee a Trump victory in 2024. I actually have seen the Diddy tape, or at least on Twitter I've seen it. He runs out in a towel. I don't care how mad I am, wife, girlfriend, whatever. I'm not gonna run out in a towel. Oh yeah, no, the fact they want him kicked off the team and kicked out of the NFL and all this shit just because he gave a speech and he included his own again. Look at this guy, Bill Maher. I disagree with him a shit ton. I don't want him kicked off the air. I hate everything Cenk Uygur usually has to say. I don't want him kicked off. I hate Joey Carbstrong. I don't want him banned though. Again, I said this back in 2012 and I'll say it again. I hate every single fucking thing Anita Sarkeesian has to say, and she's doing a lot of damage to an art form I love. But if anybody said that she shouldn't be allowed to say what she's saying, I would be the first one on her side and fighting for her right to say it. I celebrated Fred Phelps' death. I would defend his right to say what he said. It's going to be very hard for me not to celebrate the same when Bernie Sanders leaves our mortal coil. But if anybody wanted to censor Bernie Sanders or tell him not or that he's not allowed to speak his, well, basically bullshit, I'd say no, that's wrong, and I'd defend Bernie Sanders. You have the right to say it. And here's the thing, everyone should learn how to do their own research and not be this gullible. Well, it's like one of the most, god damn it. One of the more things with Neil deGrasse Tyson was when the Gemini this beer sucks. One of the Gemini astronauts, I forget which, when they were circling the Earth, they read back to NASA, which was broadcasters of the world, passages from Genesis, and they felt compelled to do that. And some dumb bitch from the American Atheist Society, which is a group that I fucking hate, got all pissy about it. Bitch, they're riding in a goddamn tinfoil tube around the earth. If they get a little awe-inspired and a little biblical, shut the fuck up or get your fat, old, decrepit ass up there.
Now, this week there's a guy in the news named Harrison Butker. He's the kicker on the Kansas City Chiefs, also known as the Taylor Swift Chiefs. He got invited to do the commencement address at a conservative Catholic college. But look, I can't express how much this guy is not like me. He's religious. He loves marriage. He loves kids. I couldn't be more not like this guy. He's in big trouble because he said at this event, and this is a Catholic college, conservative Catholics, and he's now history's greatest monster. Again, I don't agree with much with this guy, but I don't get the thing. He said, some of you, talking to the women, some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world. Okay, that seems fairly like modern. But I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
Generally, career women, after the door, especially after the door shuts, they haven't had kids. Okay, let me just say this. You know what? I'm not even going to finish that point. If women do not desperately want to have children, why is egg freezing a thing? Sorry, ladies. Some of you are able to overcome nature, or nature fucked up and just was like, well, whatever. You don't want to have kids. Fine. Fuck it. But a lot of you, especially when you hit your 30s, start wanting to be mommies when you should be mommies between, 18 and 22.
I don't see what the big crime is. I really don't. And I think this is part of the problem people have with the left, is that lots of people in this country are like this. Like he's saying, some of you may go on to lead successful careers, but a lot of you are excited about this other way that everybody used to be. And now, can't that just be a choice too? And I feel like they feel very put upon. Like there's only one way to be a good person, and that's to get an advanced degree.
Well, not a good person, a good woman. Why isn't sperm freezing a thing? Because men can have kids into their 80s. Men really, we never stop being able to produce children. We really don't. Women generally stop these days somewhere in their 40s. And the reason we've been able to prolong childbearing years is, again, proper nutrition, diet, and all that shit. Okay, sperm freezing is a thing, but that's for lesbians because, you know, they don't have a man. Not that much, APWW.
College kids and the young people find this absolutely abhorrent, but they're demonstrating for Hamas, right, to make that a law. It's not just an opinion in Hamas that you stay home and have the babies. We will enforce you for doing that. Okay, I just wanted to make that point.
Well, the college idiots are literally protesting for fucking Hamas. Again, and I think the American people are getting sick of this shit. This is why this election, I don't want to get, it feels different. I think just Americans are sick of this shit. You know, it's like, oh, now you're blocking the road for Gaza. I don't give a fuck about Gaza. I don't give a fuck about Israel. I just want to go to work. And now what I said, exactly what happened when that shit started, you're just gonna have people that plow right through. So good job, idiots. And this comes from raising 1 to 2 to 3 generation of kids where parents didn't hit them. Parents need to hit their children. Kids need to be hit.
Women set
not with a fist, but they need to be slapped. Oh, I had a donation. Yeah, there are plenty of 40-something women having babies. Okay? The problem is most birth defects are on the mother, and look, just men can have kids far longer than women. I don't care. Alright, we'll do some shorts while this piece of shit website loads up. Alright, here we go with this one.
Very simple. Have you seen a woman who knows her worth? She is very inconvenient.
Well, let's see. I'm assuming you're a career woman. You probably had 2 husbands before. I don't know about kids. As for your worth is dog shit. You're barren. You mean less than nothing to me.
She has high standards. She doesn't
You shouldn't have high standards. You're a used, dried up husk.
buy things to fix herself, and she won't let you project your traumas onto her because she doesn't fear being alone.
You are going to die alone, sweetheart. Alright, screw it. I'm just gonna do this. And I think there's one other from LA fan that I didn't do. LLP fan.
Buckle up.
Yeah, this one. I know I didn't do this one. Alright, so this is the life of an older employee. Alright, now I've been to a few oldies in my time, and I don't know, they were just, I don't know, they were weird.
Alright, sure, boss, no problem. I would be happy to help.
Good, you can begin stocking the shelves.
Oh my god. That was one of the things I could have ended up in prison.
Because I had one stupid fucking
that would constantly call people up to ring. Oh, I wanted to kill that bitch. Except, I was never this polite. Honestly, it's shocking I never got fired. Alright. Well, before we get into this, I gotta pee again, but this is advice for white people.
This is not going to be a short fight, but if you want to be on the right side of history, if you want to be on the side of justice, then join us.
Well, considering that every single city that has been historically black for several decades is basically a shithole, I'd love to know how you build yourselves up.
As we make this country live up to the ideals that it wrote down that it was on paper.
Anti-racism trainer. That means you're racist as fuck. And by the way, I would probably be able to crush you with historical facts and evidence. Like, the white guy didn't go in and take your spear-chucking ass into slavery. No, other black people did that. Alright, when was this made? So was this at the height of it? 3 years ago, so yeah, this is when it would still have been in full effect. Oh my god, fuck George Floyd! I'm so sick of that fucking asshole! George Floyd didn't die because of police brutality. George Floyd didn't die because he was just some black guy not doing nothing. George Floyd was A, career criminal, and B, he died because of a fentanyl overdose. That even if he was just sitting there doing nothing, he'd have been just as fucking dead. Oh, racism is a structure, not a personal trait. No, I think racism is a personal trait, not a structure, because right before COVID hit, we had a guy in office named Donald Trump. Now, the guy before him was a black guy! So, we have a structurally racist country that elects black men as its leaders. Sure, you can believe it's structurally racist if you're stupid.
I have white people come up to me, very nice, very kind, and the end of the conversation steers around to what they really stopped me for, right? Which was for them to tell me that they're not racist, okay? And then for me to take...
Look, if somebody needs you to give them your little stamp in their white boy non-racist, I don't give a fuck if you think I'm racist or not. Your opinion of me matters less than, the slice of pepperoni pizza I'm going to have. That's what your opinion of me matters to me. But yeah, a bunch of fucking weak-willed fucking liberal leftist jackasses need to somehow get their little white boy, white girl book stamped with as many not racist black stamps as they possibly can. Me, I don't really give a shit. If you think I'm racist or not, it means less than nothing to me. You're gonna think what you're gonna think of me. Now, I can change that through actions and words, but at the end of the day, if you still think I'm racist, I don't give a fuck.
Take out my magical wand and say, kneel before me, and I tap them on the shoulder and say, I absolve you of your racism, right?
Oh, so they're still racist. See, this is why fat pieces of shit like you that I hope end up homeless and selling pencils from a cup. And by the way, if you were white, I'd say the exact same fucking thing, so fuck you.
The focus on who is racist or not only serves white people. Matter of fact, I think it's only something that white people individually care about. It is about saying...
That's a racist statement.
I can remove myself from this dynamic that is impacting all people of color in a negative way. And as long as there is some other white...
Except if they're Asians, then shut the fuck up.
Person who is more racist than I, then I no longer have to think about this, feel guilty about this, do anything to advance the system.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a black bootlicker. Fuck you. Sorry, the black community is in the place it's in because of the black community, not Whitey. One of the great things the black community can do is stop blaming Whitey for all your fucking problems.
There's this unfortunate myth in the United States that if you get a bunch of good people in a room, that racism or sexism or heterosexism will cease to exist. Or maybe if you get a bunch of just a critical mass of people of color. So now people talk about diversifying, that maybe racism will cease to exist. Or even if you get a bunch of people who individually hold anti-racist beliefs in a room, that racism will cease to exist. But we know...
Racism will never stop to exist. Racism has existed from the dawn of civilization. Also, it's not racist if it's true. Like black people commit crime disproportionately to whites, or a disproportionately high amount of crime. They're 13% of the population. They should be responsible for about 13% of the crime. but they're not.
This country and the ways in which our institutions operate is that people work within institutions. For a long time in this country, people have been thinking like, well, things have gotten better, and maybe one day if my kids don't see color, racism will just poof and go away.
Well, you motherfuckers, the problem is your philosophy is see race anywhere and everywhere, the exact opposite of Dr. Martin Luther King's message.
The reality is that the racism starts at the policy level. It doesn't start with changing hearts and minds. Changing hearts.
Oh, and name me one racist Trump policy. Name me one. Based on race. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. Your black ass couldn't.
Hearts and minds is good. Like, definitely want to change hearts and minds. I don't want to run into racist individuals, but I don't lose sleep over being mean to me. What I lose sleep over is having to interface with the healthcare system and getting inequitable treatment there.
So what? You go to the hospital and the doctor takes one look at you and wait, you're black. No. I can't see you now. I have 5 white men waiting to see me. You're gonna have to wait, boy. That doesn't fucking happen. Do you know why it is that there's a health disparity? It's the doctor says you damn near had a heart attack. You might want to change your diet. And what do you do the next day? Eat a bucket of KFC.
Having an interface with banking and trying to get a home loan, getting equitable treatment there. Having an interface with law enforcement structure and getting inequitable treatment there.
Again, black men are 6% of the population, responsible for half the violent crime.
So, I want...
Shut up, chubby. Shut up, chubby.
We need white people to educate their children about racism and to have those difficult conversations.
You're right. I will tell them to be anti-racist. And I will also tell them to see through stupid racist bullshit like yours. You understand that, boy? I could rip you apart. And slavery did not start in 1619. Fuck you and go to hell.
A moral level, where they stand on these issues, but to also understand that, like...
What about the black community's responsibility? Huh? What about the black community's responsibility to, let's say, go after this idea where all young black boys think they either need to be an NBA, NFL athlete, or they need to be a gangster rapper, or worse, a gangster? What about that? What has the black community done to stop gangster culture? Oh, that's right. Not a goddamn thing. Because God forbid anything is your fault.
We need all the people that we can get to move this work forward.
What about countering the narrative that if a young black boy or girl does well in school and studies hard and starts speaking proper English, there are people in their own family that'll be like, oh, so you just want to be white? What has the black community done to counter that narrative? No, she still wants to be black, just, successful with a bank account. What is the black community? Oh, yeah, right. Your community has done fucking titty tit nothing.
It really depends upon white America looking at itself and asking itself the critical question of, are you still willing to receive these privileges, most of which almost exclusive?
First off, we don't have any privileges in this society. Second off, if I did, let's just say this dipshit is right and I am a privileged white male.
Why the fuck would I want to give it up?
Seriously, if I have special rules that benefit me, I'm keeping them. Like, all you black assholes kept your special rules like affirmative action when it came to colleges or jobs. So yeah, you kept your privilege.
All of which are not scarce. That could be extended to all people without you losing those privileges, right? If the police stop coming into our communities and beating and brutalizing and murdering.
Why do they come into your communities? Oh, that's right. Your communities are crime rich, and the cops comply with or apply force as needed. It's just unfortunately a lot of ganger bangers would rather shoot it out with the cops.
Not like they're gonna have to go into the suburbs and start cracking heads there. The principal thing that we're asking
Because there isn't fucking crime there. Oh, and by the way, what do you call black people that move from the ghetto to the suburb? Oh, I believe you call them sellouts, don't you? My mighty pudgy raisin. God, I hate this time period in America. This will be the great shame for me when we were all wearing fucking masks. Jay can do whatever he likes. I'm not doing it. And he's had a few bait videos. Now, look, I don't actually know how much Jake covers me anymore because my gift subscription to his Twitch ran out, and I'm not giving Jake $5. So I don't know how much he charges. He reviews me anymore, but whatever. I don't care. I told you, I'm done. For me to cover Jake, it would take a hell of a lot. Actually, put your Walla away, Walla. I probably haven't covered anything of his since, well, long before you came on, but he has put out some videos that I'm like, because they pop up in my feed. It's like, is he just fucking baiting me? Walla, 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 Walla.
Go grocery shopping for a black person this week. Like, I don't know.
Go grocery shopping. No, your fat ass can go grocery shopping.
Anything that you can do to mitigate the fact that, like,
oh, thank God that this sorry-ass sack of shit is done. That wasn't actual Jake, APWW. That was Resonator Zen. And Resonator Zen is still in the exact same place. I never offered Jake any money, because Jake would have probably took it. But just checking in on my old buddy Rez Zen. Fallout TV series, movie review. If he's just reviewing movies, as far as I know, this guy does not have a job. How is he not able to get through 3 movies a day? That'd be 6 hours. And he has access to at least one streaming service, Amazon. So I thought he made a. All right, I'll do this one just for old time's sake. I'm not reigniting the feud, just old time's sake.
Hello.
No, I am actually gainfully employed. And if you want to believe that, fine. If you don't want to believe that, I don't give a shit. Okay, to be completely fair, I just have Resonator Zen's good word on that he's unemployed. But why the fuck would you make that claim?
I took a step for my own mental health. I was
not to be a dick. How is your mental health even a thing? You don't have a job. You live on the scraps your mother gives you. Again, have we made any progress on that job we talked about 4 years ago?
With someone on Facebook who I would describe as a real-life Warmbo. If you don't know who Warmbo is, it's a fucking puppet.
Alright, I'm done. He's that boring. I have completely used up my Resonator Zen tolerance, so oh, thank God that this sorry-ass sack of shit is done.